My name is Mark Campbell.
My name is Lance Kaufman, and today we are making blackberry wine. The winemaking process is actually very simple. The first step is to hydrate your yeast so that your yeast is properly active when you add it into the wine must. And that is basically just getting lukewarm water that's not hot to the touch but feels warmer than room temperature, and just adding your yeast, sprinkling your yeast on top and letting it sit for about 15 minutes, and then stirring it up so that it's distributed throughout the liquid.
We want that yeast to get going really fast so that no other bacteria or any other enzymes that are in the berries could start multiplying.
So once 15 minutes have passed by, we need to make sure to break the process and to go and add some juice for the yeast to consume. Otherwise, the yeast are going to start running out of food and they'll go back into hibernation. The second step is to create the wine must. And in order to do that, we mash up the berries so that the skins have been broken and the juices are released. We put the berries into a jelly bag to help contain the seeds and all of the other types of pulp that we don't want to keep in the wine. And then we mix in the ingredients. So the ingredients are going to be water, sugar, maybe some type of acid adjuster to change the pH of the wine, and some wine nutrients. Then we give that a good stir, get the sugar all dissolved. Then we're going to measure the sugar content of the wine.
And that hydrometer is going to give you a reading on the sugar content in there.
And once all the ingredients are mixed together, everything's dissolved, and the wine temperature, or the temperature of the must, is about 75 degrees. Then we can add in the yeast that we've rehydrated. We just let it sit there. We don't want to stir in the yeast because we want to keep the yeast just kind of sitting on top of the must. And then that's pretty much the end of the process. We cover the fermentation container and we put it in a cool place to let it sit for a couple of days.
We made 5 gallons today. It'll take you 10 hours to pick all those berries. So you're looking at somewhere around 10 to 15 hours to make 30 bottles of wine.
And then we let that sit during the primary fermentation for about 5 days to a week. And the reason why we leave it in that open container is because there's an incredible amount of gas coming out of the wine, a lot of carbon dioxide. And then we use a funnel to transfer the must from the primary fermenter, the plastic pail that we use, into the 5-gallon glass carboy. Then we're going to put on an airlock that will prevent air from outside from entering our glass carboy. Basically, for the next month, all our job is to make sure that the temperature of the wine is the appropriate temperature. We need to be careful that it doesn't become too warm or too cold. So the majority of the yeast that's suspended in the wine is going to slowly start settling out into the bottom of the carboy. At that point, we're going to transfer the wine into another carboy to take it off all of those dead yeast cells. And once that's complete, then we can bottle the wine.
We take bottles and we scrape the labels off, scrub the insides, rinse them out, then we sanitize them in iodine. And those are the bottles that we use. And then you're ready to go. I mean, you take the siphon, you fill it with water, dip it down in there, siphon out all the water, and then you're ready to juice, put it in the bottle, fill the bottle, pull it out, cork it, and that's it. I mean, you're done at that stage.
Rocks, rivers, trees, rocks, rivers, fields, flowers, birds, fishes, animals.